Dear Diary, it's February 22nd, Friday. It's been a long week and just chilling right now with Teeny. Say hi, Teeny. um, I think she sensed that I'm not at 100%, so she's chilling with me. So much happened this week. Oh gosh, where do I start? Tuesday I had appointment with my GP for blood pressure, was given new meds. Meds wasn't ready till yesterday when I picked it up. And what the doctor wanted me to do was to cut it in half and take half in the morning, half at night. However, it's an extended release capsule. It's not even a pill. Like, it's not even, I don't know what you, anyway. So I can't cut it in half. And the pharmacist is like, you're not even supposed to if it's like a regular pill that you can cut. So, okay. So, messaged her this morning. No, I sent her a message last night. Either way, and told her I was gonna try to stop and see her because I had to go in because she called for a kidney ultrasound because she said typically high blood pressure is caused with the heart or kidneys. Okay, fine. All right. Let's back a little bit. And yesterday, Jerry and I went in to see the fertility specialist. He's great, personable, gave his cell phone number. I feel bad. I mean, I know most people would take advantage of that and ask every single little question, but nah, I don't want to do that. So basically, had an ultrasound, a vaginal ultrasound. I didn't know there's a difference. I didn't know you could do that. Anyway, so he got to see like how many follicles I have, and I had a cystic fibrosis. I don't know exact terms. So I have something like that in there, and he was trying to call me. He's like one in every three women have it, so just need to see how like where it's positioned and if it's gonna affect pregnancy or not. Um, yeah. So basically, I have 10 follicles. That's like the almost the minimum amount of follicles slash egg because it produced the egg that he would like to see. So I'm already at the bare minimum. And I guess next step is test sperm. And the third step is to go in again next week to see if the follicle collapses. So I guess that means if it ovulates. Makes sense. And then I have to wait to see if my period comes or not. If not, then I'm pregnant. If it does, like second or third day, I have to go see him again to get a blood test. And there's two things that they look for in the blood test, and I don't remember the exact term. And quite frankly, I'm too lazy and too hurt to get up right now. I'll explain that in a second. So the blood test will tell me two more things about, I think, my progesterone level and to see basically how healthy my ovary is or how young my ovaries are, whatever. And then if that's okay, the next step is to see how my tubes are, if the tubes are tied, I guess basically, or blockage or whatever, and that's a dye test, and then that test will also help tell me where the cyst is and if it's blocking it and blah blah blah. So there's like multiple steps to follow. So just one step at a time. I just have to go in for my ultrasound again next week and see what the follicle did. Okay, so now fast forward back to today. Um Busy all morning. I have a project been working on. And then she wrote me back and her nurse called me to schedule an appointment. So she was able to squeeze me in at 1, which my ultrasound was at 120. So she's like, no problem. So we went over my test. Everything seemed fine. My A1C was high. And I'm like, I know that. I knew that. I haven't been the healthiest at eating, and I haven't been exercising the last 2 months, 2 plus longer. So I was like, I knew that. That's why I asked not to get it tested. And she's like, oh, okay, sorry, I don't know what happened. I'm like, whatever. Because I specifically asked the nurse to ask her, can I just not do it? So fine, whatever. What is done is done. So it's 7.8 right now. So it needs to be below 6.5. That's where they want me to be to get pregnant. So I know I could do it, but I wasn't ready. Yes, excuses. I didn't need to eat all that stuff I ate, but I did. Anyway, so then she talked about my meds. So my high blood pressure meds, she had no idea why my nephrologist a year ago gave me a specific one, and now she switched it. So I had to stop by the pharmacy and get new meds. I'm like, dude, I'm just like piling up my meds. And so anyway, so after that I went to see my ultrasound. It took a good 45 minutes of them jamming the thing into your stomach, and then they need to turn on each of your side because it's your kidneys, they have to see it. And besides that, jamming it in, actually I feel like it was actually better than, I had a liver ultrasound before, and that one they really like jamming in you, but this one you have to like hold your breath and stuff, so that was interesting. And then she's like, oh, the doctor most likely will get back to you Monday about the results. I'm like, okay. So after that, went home and typically, and for the kidney ultrasound, I couldn't eat. And not only that, I couldn't drink. So I was like super dehydrated at the time already. So got on the way home when I was already downing water. And then at home, made some food, or at my sister's, ate some food. And I was going to go walk Luna. And I was just like, like hurry because I had to go pick up my niece. And then, of course, I opened the front door without putting a leash on Luna. Typically, she waits. I mean, it's not like I do it every time. So, no, it's in a routine. But before, she has waited, and it wasn't an issue. But today, she literally just bolted. And I was trying to grab her. And so I took a few steps, I don't even know why I was tripping. Maybe because my shoes, maybe. I don't know. I was trying to grab her, couldn't grab her. And there was, I think 3 steps in front of in that foyer, whatever you call it. And I took a pretty hard fall. Luckily I used my arms and my right side fell against the wall. It took me a minute to get up and then to chase after her. And granted, she was so happy. She was so happy to be running around without a leash. I could see the pure joy, and then luckily I put some treats in my pocket, and I didn't even bother. Like, I didn't even think about to lock the front door. Well, I thought about it for a second. I'm like, no, I gotta get the dog back. So I chased, calling Luna. I want to make sure I wasn't using a mean voice. So I was like, Luna, come back. Here's treat. Nope, she didn't care. Kept running. Past this one old man, like, fixing up his fishing pole. He didn't even bother to turn his head. Fine. Luckily, and like literally would turn the bend and we kept going. And I was just like, oh my God, like she could just keep running. Luckily, it wasn't uphill. I would have died. And luckily, there was a father and son at their car outside their house. And they kind of split up one to one side. And then like Luna like darts across the street, and I was like panicking because the car was coming. I was just like, oh my God. So I like quickly ran across the street, but the guy stayed there, so Luna just kept turning back and walked towards me. I'm like, here's Treat. And then finally she got close enough where I was able to grab her, but I didn't like yank her. I just lightly grabbed her. And look, I had the leash on with me, so I leashed her. And the guy, so you got him? I was like, yes, thank you. Like, thank you, nice people. Who cares? Because I was like, I hope maybe they saw my desperation. I don't know. So, dragged her back home. I was like breathing like, I don't know, a person who, I don't know, just gasping for air. Brought her back home, left her in the backyard so she could run around. And I had to quickly go get my meds and pick up my niece. So, I think it wasn't until after I got back then I start feeling like the pain. Like on the drive to my niece, I felt like I had just a tiny scrape. I can't even see it, so it's not bad. So I was like, oh, no problem. I'm like, no. But it wasn't until after I got back, after I picked up my niece, I was like, oh, I'm like, my back is sore. Yeah, like I feel like nauseous. I feel like because maybe I knocked around my organs because I fell against the wall and the ground so hard. Anyway, so it's just definitely not a boring day, I tell ya. Oh, and then I get a call from my GP telling me she saw the the imaging, I guess, and she's like, "Oh, she thinks I have a tiny artery for my right kidney." So and that's a she thinks she had to reiterate. I think. I'm like, "Okay, I got it." So she's like, she thinks that's the reason that causes my high blood pressure and that I need to go see my nephrologist again. So I need to make an appointment. And she's like, most likely you need CT. I don't know what kind. I'm like, pfft. And I know, so I will have to see my nephrologist next week on top of the 2 other appointments I have already. And I'm sure he's going to want to set me up for a CT right away. So that's going to be like 4 appointments next week. So it's just one after another. And my old boss told me there's this like person that cleans chakras and I should do it. Gave me the info, so I'm really seriously considering. I know all that seems silly, but it's almost like a peace of mind. It's almost like, why does people buy insurance, right? Nothing happens when you have insurance, and things always go out of whack when you don't, or something, right? But just for that peace of mind, I don't know. I think I need to like meditate again or something because I'm feeling so all over the place. But I started rowing. Brought up the rowing machine we have for so long. Started rowing 2 days ago. I rowed 5 minutes, and then yesterday I did 6. I wasn't doing it on purpose for like a minute. I really wanted to do 10, but my forearm started like burning, so I stopped. And I was gonna try to do 5 more minutes at night, but didn't get to it. Today, most likely not. I would try. Maybe we'll go out for a walk after dinner. Tomorrow, I'm guessing I'll feel more pain, but definitely the day after, I want to do minimum 5 more minutes. I can't, no excuses. So, and I'm trying to eat clean, no carbs. But I told Jared maybe I'll treat myself once a week, but limited amount. So I'm gonna try to portion control, which has always been a huge problem for me. Huge hurdle, I guess I should say. So anyway, I know this is getting really long, so I am just going to sign off for now. Jiggles Meow signing off.